the emergency savings of the average American falls far short of what is necessary. According to Prudential's data, half of Americans have emergency savings of less than $500. In the event of an unforeseen expense exceeding $500, half of Americans would have to resort to borrowing or selling assets to cover the cost. Having only $500 or even $1,000 in emergency savings is insufficient to be truly prepared for financial difficulties. It is crucial to have an emergency fund, and this article explains why, how much you should ideally have saved up, and what to do if you have not adequately prepared for unexpected expenses. Why an emergency fund is so important. It's a fact of life that unexpected events occur. Your car could get a flat tire, your child might need an unplanned trip to urgent care, or you may require emergency dental work, among other possibilities. Unfortunately, many people do not prepare for such scenarios. Having an emergency fund is of utmost importance, because it allows you to handle the unexpected without disrupting the progress you've made in other areas of your financial life. It prevents you from digging a financial hole by borrowing money. Long-term investing is widely touted as the most effective way to build wealth, but it's difficult to achieve this if you must dip into your brokerage account every time a sudden expense arises. Moreover, if you rely on credit cards to pay for every unplanned expense, you'll be caught in a cycle of debt that may be challenging to overcome. How much do you need? Financial planners generally advise that Americans should aim to have an emergency fund of at least 6 months' worth of expenses, which should be easily accessible, such as in a savings account. To determine your target emergency fund, add up all your monthly expenses, including fixed expenses such as housing and car payments, as well as variable costs such as utilities, gas, and groceries. Aim to save at least 6 times that amount to ensure a sufficient cushion if you lose your job or face other financial difficulties. Bree from the School of Betty suggests defining what constitutes an emergency to help with the savings process. This will not only prevent you from spending the funds on non-emergency items but also allow you to use the savings when you genuinely need them. Although saving 6 months' worth of expenses may appear daunting, you need not achieve this goal immediately. Even a $1,000 emergency fund can put you in a better position than the majority of Americans, and should suffice for most unexpected expenses. Therefore, if saving for a 6-month emergency fund seems unattainable, set a realistic goal for the next few months and build on it progressively. It took me until my 30s to accumulate a 6-month cushion, and I recommend full disclosure. Take steps to prepare yourself. If you want to establish your emergency fund, there are 2 steps that can significantly simplify the process. Firstly, create a separate bank account solely for your emergency fund if you haven't already done so. Separating your emergency fund will prevent you from using it as regular spending money. Secondly, automate the process. Determine the amount you can comfortably afford to contribute to your emergency fund every time you receive a paycheck, and establish a recurring transfer into your emergency account. In conclusion, most Americans are inadequately prepared for financial emergencies. However, with a solid plan in place, you can avoid this situation.